And we're back. It's January. It's 2024. And how was your guys' holidays? Good?
Busy. Didn't get any sleep, but I guess that's a good thing.
Didn't sleep? Santa, you and Santa didn't get any sleep throughout the holidays? Working too hard?
Well, spoiler alert, one and the same.
Oh, not all the young professionals that are too young will be spoiled now.
Yeah.
You do have a great Grinch too.
It was good though. I was the Grinch, right? Santa obviously got his cookie, but the Grinch also took some. Maybe he was sleeping on the couch when the kids went out to see the presents and had to chase him off.
That's awesome. That's rad. That's super rad. I'm glad that you guys all were able to make it today. We weren't able to do a December because Ian was too busy being the Grinch, and the rest of us were too busy as well. But we're back, and we got a few things we want to talk about. Let's start things off. It's January. It's the new year. Anybody got any good New Year's resolutions?
I've been doing journaling every day. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time.
Good being Charlie Brown.
Journaling and just trying to focus on taking more roles on in the business. So that one is coming as it is. But yeah, so those ones, and actually meeting up with my friends to talk about, to see what everyone is doing to try to keep each other accountable. So hop on Discord if you guys use that, which has been really nice, just to jump in and see what people are doing and checking in on people. So what is it, 3 weeks in, and it's going good. So
Nice.
yeah.
Journaling's huge. I started journaling in college, and it's I carry around my journal. I got my little diary, and it is what it is. But you got to do it. You know what I mean? You got to check in with yourself, and it's a great way to see what the heck's going on, and then to look back on it a year later, you're like, I was a lunatic. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
But it's you get to see progression and stuff. So it's I think good on you. Charlie Brown. That's good.
Keep myself accountable too. Like, oh, did we do what we said we're gonna do today? No. All right, write it down.
Yeah. Because the night before you have all these mysterious plans for the next day, and then you wake up and you're like,
1 a.m. plans, see if they actually follow through.
Exactly. I know that very well. Ian, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, first, that's a good idea. I think I might need to start that, because my main resolution is not anything new. It's I've slowly added things to my plate, different areas of my life, working out, kids, work. So the resolution is to not drop any balls.
Nice.
Yeah. So journaling, I think, would probably help with that.
Yeah, so I'm liking it so far.
That's huge. My dad's got it, the way he says it, instead of dropping any balls, it's gotta keep your eggs cooked. It's can't drop any eggs. It's similar. Dad, that one's for you.
Well, I also have thought about having a book written about my life, when I'm a bit older, so that my kids can have it.
Yeah.
And then maybe they write one, right? And then we just have all these books that none of the kids want to read.
Yeah.
But it'd probably be easier if I had some journals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be. That's huge. I want a similar thing for my pops. So my birthday's coming up, and it's they're like, what do you want? Or whatever kind of deal, and I'm too old for this. You know what I mean? But I think, have you guys read Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Life?
Yes.
I have not.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, the first one is amazing.
Yeah. The first one?
Yeah, the second one got real dark.
Oh, there's a second 12 Rules of Life?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta check it out. But I like that idea of having that for your kids of hey, if I'm not around or something, here's the instructions. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just like a life insurance policy kind of thing. You got anything fun?
Yeah. To have more fun actually in life and not work too much. Taking that as a big priority this year, and investing more, where it's, I'm sure you two would appreciate that, but where it's,
Music to my ears.
Yeah, where it's in business, family time, people that you care about and you love, what you put in life, you get back. So trying to invest more into life and being happier.
I like that. Yeah, people forget, the whole point of working and doing all this stuff is to be happy in your own life.
Yeah.
And hopefully bring some people along.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people start adding on those responsibilities, they start getting more things that they're juggling. The first thing that goes is yourself.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I don't need lunch. I can have a client meeting. Oh, I can run to the bathroom to pee. Like, it's right before I'm about to pee myself. Like it's you know, you start totally diminishing yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Speaking of that, I had breakfast at I think 12:30 p.m. today.
Yeah.
we're no angels,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's you know.
You passed from the Daybreakers breakfast?
Yeah. I mean, I think I saw some very sugary cookies there.
Yeah.
Had to pass on those.
I did not. Okay, I'll just let you know. I finished. I did my 30-second commercial and then wandered right on over there and wolfed down a bagel and a little cookie and went going because you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cookie in the morning might not be taking care of yourself, but it's on the right track. Okay,
It's
like
better than no food, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. We're eating, you know.
That's actually another one for this year is a little bit less sugar.
Mm.
less sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't eat sugar. It shows on my face instantaneously. Can you tell all that
I
acne?
can see the cookie.
Yeah, I can see the cookie. It happens, dude. It's instantaneously.
Getting
God.
older.
Yeah. No, it's always been this way.
Yeah.
It's just like I eat sugar and it shows on my face. But so outside of New Year's resolutions, there's a lot of things that are going on as far as networking events in the city as well as with the chamber. I know we have our kickoff event coming up for the chamber on February 3rd, correct? February 1st. What time is that at? And where is that at?
5 to 7 p.m. at the Norman P. Murray Center.
That's going to be awesome. We're going to be doing a directory kickoff as well. We'll have a bunch of copies of the Mission Viejo Chamber's directory in there. It's going to have a bunch of, you know, great articles and stuff in there. I was lucky enough to be able to participate in the directory team, and so should be a killer directory. And we'll have a little party, and it should be a great time to network and be able to, you know, advocate for your business. So come on down on February 1st. At 5:30.
5 to 7.
5 to 7, yeah, down at the Norman P. Murray. As well as that, there's going to be Tuesdays on the Terrace. First up is Sonic Gold on February 6th at 4:30 p.m. That's also down at Norman P. Murray Center. That's going to be, you know, just a great way to get involved with your community. You know, it's we're going to talk a little bit today about networking and then what happens after networking. And this is kind of in the middle ground of that. You're networking, but you're just being a person and you're wandering around being a member of your community. So, Moose, do you want to kind of kick us off with?
Some of the subjects that we can talk about today, which I've been working on, is remote networking. A lot of time we don't get a chance to go to these meetings. You know, we don't have the, you know, time to make it happen. I found a good ways to reach out to people, reach out to, you know, potential clients, potential businesses that you can work with and help each other out. I believe remote networking is crucial actually for somebody that's, you know, constantly busy and doesn't have the time to make it to every meeting. It helped me a lot, definitely.
And so using, you doing it yourself, or are you finding like a group or something that's meeting through Zoom? Or how
I'm
you
doing it myself, and I'm connecting. For my industry, I connect with other photographers, videographers. There was also, you just named it earlier, the group text.
Oh, Discord?
Discord.
Yeah.
So I have like a group text with a group called OC Walk and Shoot. I have tons of photographers on there, so we network with each other, exchange, you know, ideas, you know, type of photography that we do. So I use Facebook, Instagram, you know. Recently we've been working with a lot of DJs, so we reach out to actually female DJs on, you know, Instagram that would want to start recording live. So it helped me to reach the people that, you know, I wouldn't have met if I didn't do the work and kind of reached out to them through social media or, you know, whatever other networking environments I can get myself into.
And I think it's not remote networking, but it's like a website or a social media, right? It's like these everlasting things that are just pulling in. They're flag traps for business, right? It's your ability to constantly generate business and or potential clients without having to, physically be in a room somewhere, shaking someone's hand and doing something like that.
Yeah.
And it's, I think that's where the power of, Google metrics and all that crazy stuff really comes into play. And it's these, some of these small business owners that have been doing it for a while, that have been like competing with Walmart and Target and stuff. These guys are the champions of that. And it's, do you have any clients like that?
A couple, yeah. I mean, there are some industries that do very, very well online.
Yeah.
Barbers, they're mobile. Here's where I'm going to be today, here's where I'm going to be this week. They're posting pictures, and they're just constantly booked.
Yeah.
And then the more niche products, right? Anything that you can post on social media that looks good, here is a perfect example, is if they can get it running and get a local base to boost their numbers, it works so well.
Yeah. I was thinking more like, for my pops, he does printing and promotional products.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's everybody, their brother does printing and promotional products. Cause it's like you get one contract with some company out in China or something that does shirts and puts a steam press on it. You're done. You know what I mean?
Right.
But to be able to be the first one on the ad search and stuff, that's next level. And it's,
Mm-hmm.
that's where, you pick someone like that's Bryn, and
Yeah.
you get yourself on the top of the algorithms, you get yourself being found of like a photographer and stuff like that. It's like passive networking almost.
Mm-hmm.
I think you brought up like the good point of like the next step of networking. We were talking about it before the podcast started, the turning it into prospecting, the follow-up, the calling and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the natural, next step of the sales cycle. You spend all this time networking and meeting these people, and what is it for? It's to eventually call them and, approach them with some sort of aspect of business, correct? I don't know, am I doing networking wrong?
Well, the best outcome is if they call you.
Of course.
But yeah.
And
I get what you're
that's
saying.
where the whole thing comes together. You don't want it just to be about, he's a potential client. I use it as connecting with people. The more you connect with anybody and actually show them who you really are and what you're really about, especially when you love your industry and you love what you're doing, it shows. And I had a lot of people that I met a year or two ago, and they ended up reaching out to me. I know your work is great. I need, photos. I need video. I'm doing a podcast. So a lot of it is just the connection and letting people know what you do. A lot of people think networking is just introducing yourself to each other, but when you connect with somebody and actually leave an imprint in their head of, he's a great photographer, he's a great cinematographer, he knows his stuff. Whenever that job comes, they'll call you before anybody else.
Yeah, I figured out a way to use my analytical brain, and I collect industries. So my goal is if a client or somebody says, hey man, I really need to fix my kitchen, or my car broke or whatever, I want to be like, oh, I know somebody. Not only do I know of somebody, I know them very well. We've met many times. I know they do good work. I would love to refer them to you, because that's such a good feeling, and just a natural byproduct of that. If you're referring people, those people you're referring to tend to pay attention. Like, oh, this person's, he's keeping me in mind, maybe I should keep them in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Referrals is a huge part of actually networking. A lot of people don't understand that. For instance, yesterday I actually referred Bryn more. And
Facebook?
Jane, yeah. Facebook.
That's great.
Mission Viejo Connection. I'm on there every day in the morning while I'm drinking my coffee. I see somebody looking for somebody for insurance. I know somebody that's the best, and I always recommend the best. So a lot of it's just connecting people together and, trying to help, trying to be of a helping hand, basically.
I think there's that part of the networking too, or it's not only looking for prospects and things like that, but even people in your same industry to talk about what's going on. And I've met some people through networking that's been great to especially in my world, like insurance, it's pretty crazy right now. So finding out with people, all right, where can we actually place this? What's the best way to do this? I actually can't do this right now. Hey, here you go. And keeping contact with your clients, and because you can't service them, passing them off to someone that can, where a lot of times they may come back to, and that is rather than losing all control, and just finding out more and having connections through those common people. So I've met new general agencies that I now work with, because if you're running into a problem with who you're currently working with, is like, hey, what are you guys doing to combat this? How are you guys streamlining these processes? So that's something I've been trying to do, and I want to get back to this year as well, is some of those networking groups targeted more towards your industry, not to sell to anyone, just to meet and talk with people. So I will say it's a nice part of a networking group sometimes, or when you're out networking, and you're sitting there, you're like, no one's trying to sell me on anything. This person gets the gripes and the great things about my job, and you can just talk, sit down, have a drink or something. Yeah, and it's more relaxed, and you connect with people a little bit more and build those connections, and that's something that I like as well, part of the networking group, where it's not all just trying to sell to you and you're trying to sell to me. It's just different ways to look at it as well, I guess.
Yeah, and there's some industries that really benefit from that. I've got a few people in tech, and they're all friends with each other, all these different companies, and the only way to get paid more is to switch jobs every couple of years. And so they all know each other, and like, oh, hey, there's job openings here, there's job openings there, and they're getting each other all these jobs because they became friends.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think I'm bugging you at Daybreakers all the time for?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, our industry's a bit harder. I wish more people were as nice as me and you, but it seems like half the advisors I talk to will not see me as competition. Like, I want to get to know you, I want to talk to you about business and what we could both be doing better, but they can't get over it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just gonna have that, and there's nothing you can do. It's nothing about you or what you've done, and some people like that, and it is what it is.
Yep.
Insecurities. It's like
Right, there's plenty of people to go around.
There is, I don't know how many trillions of dollars of money out there
Yeah.
capable of being managed.
Yeah, I can only handle maybe 300 clients. I'm halfway there. You really think I need every single person that we meet together? Come on.
It's impossible. Like it's genuinely impossible, and it's weird. I was in a room full of advisors today, and it's like at a symposium we were talking about it, and I don't know how much I could say, but it's like it's just so weird because the advisor's such a unique individual, right? And especially like this is an older senior group of advisors that have they've all made it in their whatever niche area they're in, or maybe they're just run-of-the-mill advisor, right? But I was the youngest dude in the room by 20 years, and
It's a good sign.
thank you, brother. I noticed, but it was cool. But it was just like it's like an archetype. You know what I mean? You can run it like it's the Chad, right? It's like they're just stereotypical individuals to a certain degree, right? But it's not necessarily Chad, but I don't know what it is. I'm trying to model and emulate to a certain degree, but it's interesting. It's very interesting.
So a lot of people that you're not going to meet, like a lot of your industry in a networking group maybe, but what I recommend all the time is to go into LinkedIn. When you're not looking for a job, it's best if you're currently working in your industry, and then you reach out to some other people that either have your job but with more experience, or have a promotion that you want at some point in the future. Because if you're talking to them now, befriending them, asking for advice, but it's very clear you're not looking for a job, they're more likely to open up. Because LinkedIn nowadays, it seems like it's completely full of people just looking for a handout.
Or trying to sell you on something.
Right, so like I want to be a mentor to people. Plenty of people want to mentor, but how do we know you're not just looking for a handout? Well, it's a good sign if you already have a job and you're not looking to move.
Yeah.
And then that way 5 years from now, right, when you are, they might have an opening.
Yeah, and there's quite a few groups as well. Like there's one I attend sometimes. It's just insurance agents getting together to hang out. It's usually at a brewery or something like that. You'll see some carriers come in too to like talk to people, but it's pretty nice just going in there and just picking someone's brain kind of if you want to, seeing how they got to where they are in their career, and it's pretty relaxing. You'll find those with quite a few. You'll find those with like real estate agents and things like that. So the current market, I don't know how popular that is, but
It's actually pretty popular. Failing sales and entrepreneurial college students quickly find themselves in real estate. Not disparaging the real estate industry, but I don't know. I know a few kids going into it right now.
It's kind of like the business version of Hollywood. There's definitely dreams to be made there, but it's not everybody, and it might not be you. The amount of successful people I know in Hollywood and in real estate are very small, but everyone tries to go. And there's nothing wrong with following your dream, but you have to understand that how much work goes into it.
Yeah, you could say the same thing about financial advising though.
Oh, yeah.
It's 1% vacant.
It's
3%.
It's very hard for me to recommend someone into this industry, even though I love it and think it's the best decision I ever made, because I know how hard it was in the beginning. And it's hard to put somebody through that.
No, it's so easy right now, Ian. I don't know what you're talking about. I sleep so much.
I just had 3 headshots for new financial advisors, so I know you guys. They don't stop.
Probably all of them will be gone in a year. No offense.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Well,
sad. I've
and
seen
the
so many
problem
go
is
already.
We've got about a 50,000 person shortage in the industry, because most advisors, the average age is like 58. And so they're retiring.
It's older
There's not
than that,
enough
isn't
new
it?
people coming in. Yeah, that was like 10 years old.
Yeah,
so
it's older than 50.
they're in their 60s now. And
Everybody in that room was so old. I'm telling you today, it's insane.
More people need financial advisors, you know.
Yeah.
There's going to be the largest transfer of wealth ever to occur in the world's history. Like in the next once all the baby boomers die, once all those guys die, all that wealth has to go somewhere. And all the advisors are going away too.
government, of course.
It's going to be great, Ian. Like the next few years are looking great.
Well, yeah, I'm excited right now because most of my clients in that generation really, really want to help their kids and grandkids get a good start, considering how hard it is in the world right now. But most people think legacy means when I die, you get a bunch of money. Well, hopefully they die in their 90s or later, and their kids are already old. They need help in their 20s and 30s. So I'm really enjoying trying to get that started now.
Yeah, the living legacy.
Yes.
I was trying to say that to my mom.
That's why you should give me some money.
Just give me the house.
No, it's the idea. Like my parents come from very different thought process of they are not life insurance people whatsoever. We're gonna bounce a check to the Undertaker people. They've been telling you this since I was this big. There's gonna be nothing left, Danny. You're figure it out, okay? And I love that idea, right? It's great. I don't think kids should be waiting around. It's waiters is what they call them. Kids just wait around for their.
Not to think about inheritance. It's bad karma.
It's horrible, right? Well, it's not the right thing.
Causes
The kids don't start they don't really try in life. Blah 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 blah. But then if you raise that kid properly, right? That kid comes out. He worked really hard. Now he actually has stuff. What happens then? Then you're dealing with starting an estate, and then you're dealing with the living generational wealth that you're accumulating because it's the Rockefellers were here a lot longer than the Katzmans have been here. Does that make sense? It takes time to accumulate this large amounts of wealth, but then it takes serious amounts of planning and serious amounts of forethought and continued effort to maintain this good upbringing to a certain extent. It's beautiful. It is awesome. We were talking before the podcast started about physically creating stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, right? That's the only physical creation a financial advisor gets. That is what we get to give them, is the living plan and the generational wealth continuation. But what was another topic, Moose? You got anything else? So Moose, you got nothing, but Bryn Moore's got something interesting from LinkedIn.
No, yeah, from LinkedIn you've seen it, the different jobs on the rise in 2024. Seeing more things about focus on the environment and a lot of analytics and even AI using that thing. So seeing the change there'll be from even when we were going to school, it was kind of a lot of college to me was, all right, go to business school, kind of sales or management. And now management may be changing into you're not managing a team, but you're managing an AI that is doing all this thing, checking in on it. And I mean, going from that, as well as you're seeing more and more jobs not requiring a college degree. A lot of those are involved in engineering and coding and things like that. So opens up all different avenues for kids growing up to different majors in college, even if college is the right option for me. So
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like this genius coder who's a kid gets a job, and they're like, how'd you get this job? How'd you get all your experience? And he's like, well, these Ivy League schools put all their coding classes online for free, so I just did the class. Like, I don't need to go pay for a degree to learn the job, which is incredible. And, you know, with AI specifically, I think that's going to free up a lot of the, like, take coding, for instance, there's a lot of busy work involved. You know, I don't know how much, but probably over half. So if you can manage an AI and then just focus on the more creative side, that's going to free up so much time and effort to do who knows what. Like, I can't even imagine, but it's very exciting.
yeah, there's that fear that AI is going to take our jobs, but I mean, it's really just machine learning, being trained on something, and those jobs that may be being gone are now going to be transitioned into jobs that are managing AI or working together with AI, because I mean, it's not to the point where it's human intelligence, so there's always going to be a change. It's going to open up new avenues for people to see who can leverage this new experience, and it's one of those things where getting in early can really be one of those things that can end up with generational wealth and things like that. So it's interesting to see where that will all go.
Yeah, I mean, every tool that we've ever created has taken away jobs, right? Going from the hand plow to the motorized machine took away jobs. The factory line took away jobs. That actually caused one of the causes of the Great Depression. But it also caused our species as a whole to take steps forward. So yeah, I think it's funny how the less we need to work to survive, the more crazy we are about working. Hopefully we can shift that somehow. You know, we don't need, unlike every other generation in history, we don't need to work 16-hour days just so we don't starve in the winter. So now what can we do? Right? Who knows? And I don't know if we'll get there because we argue so much. But it'd be really exciting if we could figure that out.
Yeah, that's all they need. Give them more time on their hands so they can argue more. That'll feel well. That's what I'm
That's a
thinking.
good point.
Yeah, so you're saying like every tool ever created has taken away jobs, but LinkedIn's saying this new tool is going to create jobs. So where do you think it's coming up with this information that's going to create jobs?
Well, I mean, creative destruction has been a topic of interest for a long time. Even in a company, you will constantly destroy your old products, your old processes to build something new that for a while might take away from your sales, take away from your efficiencies, but the hope is to provide something new.
So you think this temporary job is a temporary job?
Well, I think we don't all need to be working as much as we are. Right? Who decided that to make the world run, every adult needs to work 40 hours a week?
No, it is quite insane. Like a lot of people just spend their time, playing Tetris in a cubicle somewhere,
Right.
lost in some
Yeah,
high-rise
pretending to
building in
work.
some city.
Yeah, it's not getting outside anymore and doing stuff. I think that's.
Thank God. Don't have to do that. Holy smokes.
But I mean, it's not just that. I think it's like, I think the same article was talking about how jobs in environmental science or environmental management are coming in more into play.
I love
That's coming more to a head, and you have companies selling carbon credits stuff. You have celebrities buying up carbon credits so they can visit their boifriend in the NFL.
Whoa.
We don't want to go there, but
They said it. It's not this side of the table. This side of the table loves Taylor Swift. I don't know what they're talking about over there.
but once you start implementing more rules, regulations, things that are almost at this point being treated as a currency, it opens up more jobs and avenues for people to say, hey, are we doing the right thing here? Are we not? And how does this going to change as it moves forward? Because it's obviously not going to stay stagnant, because nothing stays stagnant or it dies. So
Yeah.
That's what happened to my goldfish. just kidding. I don't know. It's getting late here, folks.
But no, I think it'll come into networking as well. How these new jobs interact with our jobs and things like that.
You can use it to your advantage, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen now. There's a lot of apps where you take one of your picture and will give you an amazing headshot. It's taken away from my industry, but if you focus on this is happening more than you focus on how well your craft is, it's gonna take away from you. But it's about trying to use it to your advantage for your emails.
No, I've never done that before.
To form a template, to build off of, to put some humanity in after.
Yeah, you can use it to make it for templates for a lot of different things.
No, it's very, very useful tool, and I think you're right. It's gonna come into hand. It's like it's just gonna be interesting. It's like a knife when it comes to woodwork, but it's gonna be the new knife of cyber work, and it's I think it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take away all that menial work stuff from a lot of positions. It's gonna
The gray buildings. I don't know where we went wrong in the United States, but does every building need to look like we're in a dystopian future?
Oh god, it's not as bad as the Eastern Bloc, at least we got that.
Yeah. Picture you're working in VR in something that doesn't weigh 50 pounds on your head, and you're going into the office, right?
I'm out.
You're in Hawaii.
I'm out. I don't need to put on no headset and go to work. I'm good on that. Like, that's why I like my career red. It's because we're shaking hands and kissing babies. But that's just me. Probably.
Well, what if you're going to meet your client in person who lives in Florida, and you're going to meet in Italy, right, for a cup of coffee or whatever? It's all VR. You getting to meet in person.
I'm out. I
Come
quit.
on.
I mean, you've seen the Tony Stark stuff. You're pulling up a chart, so this is where you could be, having it right there.
Yeah, I'm out. You guys
All
have fun.
businesses keep evolving.
I need to go back to the farm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm out. It's doggy.
You
Louisiana.
can't always keep it the same old way. The world is going to keep evolving. Businesses are
Take
going to
me
keep evolving.
home, country road.
Yeah.
That's how the older generations felt, and then as we were growing up,
And
like,
then
they
they
just
died,
need to change with the times,
Right.
and then what you're going to be, what you disliked the most when you were growing up, the old guy like, when it
No, I
was
love
my
those. I
time,
always
we
wanted to
watched
be the old guy.
commercials on Cartoon Network.
I always wanted to be the old guy. These guys rocked.
Yo,
These
these
guys
guys
had
turning
big
the
bird
sprinklers
ears.
on with the door knocker.
No, I offer them water.
No,
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I say, I'm not gonna buy anything, but you want water? You need anything? Can I help you? You know what I mean? I know it's hot out there. It's been rough. I
Yeah,
did.
my neighbor's really interested, I know. Just keep knocking.
Stay
They're-
Paul.
they're hard hearing.
Yeah, send him over there, give him the inside scoop. No, that's a good idea though. I've never done that before. I just give them water and help out the door knockers.
Yeah, I just can't. I always go back to IBM when they were quoted. It was the CEO or something who said, I think there's a room for 2 computers, right, in the world. That's like saying we're not going to go that route. And they almost went bankrupt because of it.
Yeah.
Like how can I use this to my benefit instead of letting it run over me? Yeah,
I think the whole world's trying to figure that out right now.
Right,
Everyone's
like
trying to figure
teachers.
out.
You guys recently heard the story of Kodak and how they shut down.
that sounds familiar.
Kodak
I did.
had a guy that works there that took the idea of the digital camera to them.
Yes, I
And
did.
they
hear about this.
refused it because they were making so much money from film.
Mm-hmm.
He took the idea and took it to Sony, and now Sony is one of the biggest cameras companies in the world.
Yeah, you can't
If you
stop
don't
it.
evolve,
I think we're shooting on Sony actually.
we love Sony. But yeah, again, if you don't evolve with the world and how things keep progressing, a lot of the time you'll just end up being a dinosaur and
End up being a Kodak.
But I mean, speaking to young professionals, that's why it's so important to look into the future. I mean, you're talking about these up and coming jobs and how it's not all about sales anymore. 10 years ago when I was getting into business, it's all about sales. I mean, it's one of the best jobs you can have in terms of money maybe not your mental health, but now, right, there's other jobs. We actually have a shortage of financial advisors, but we also have a shortage of people in the medical industry, which is crazy because of all of these older folks who need help. But all these newer industries, right, that people haven't heard of yet. But if you're looking forward, you say, I know there's going to be need here. Let me start studying it now.
Mm-hmm.
Still work the job you don't like, but take classes on the side. Watch YouTube tutorials. And that way, when the future comes to you, you're going to be ready for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what YouTube videos are you watching?
Oh, I am learning how to make things. Back to, as a financial advisor, I love the numbers. I love putting the puzzle together and helping people solve their problems. But I don't have something physical that I can put in front of me and say, this is what I've created. And so what I'm learning how to do is build things in my home, right? Home improvements.
Nice.
Right now I'm specifically focusing on how to create a warm home that's not just a big lamp, right? So what kind of other lighting can I use that is going to make my home look homey instead of, like the office? And I
could
four...
seriously see you having this at your home.
What do you mean? This is he sleeps here.
So I had 4
Sleeps
really
upside
good
down in the
ideas.
corner.
One of them, my wife said okay to, so I see that as a great success.
That's phenomenal. 25% success rate.
If you can get the wife to agree, that is a success, man.
I mean, I've learned so much from, like, I bought a e-bike and I had to put it together myself. Their video wasn't that good, so I looked it up on YouTube, and it was some random person putting it together who explained it way better, right? Anything you're having a problem with, look it up on YouTube, and you're gonna find a solution.
Even your local Mission Viejo networking issues.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of technology now, that everybody have access to the internet. You have it on your phone, can't figure out something. There's a video, there's a way to figure it out and get it done, so.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, focus on education, maybe stay away from the reels.
Yeah, the reels
Yeah,
are dangerous.
we don't want to watch
Spend a year of my
dancing
life on this.
videos and all of that. No, learn as much as you can. Learn to network. There's a lot of good videos out there. A lot of people that make good quality videos that teaches you a lot of things. I mean, even for my industry, I've had times where I couldn't figure out how to edit something, and some YouTube video. I actually learned something from a 7-year-old kid before on a camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
He made a video.
Those kids are smart.
Yeah. So you never know until you start looking into it and actually researching and trying to learn it, and it will open new doors for you.
Are you familiar with Lightworks?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like a editing tool, videos and things like that, full-blown Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
I use that because I make a year in review slideshow and video every year of all the pictures I ever took all the kids. And I use Lightworks for it, and every 5 seconds I'm looking something up. How do I copy this again? Because it's not what you'd think.
Yeah.
But there's always a video, and it's very easy to solve if you're inquisitive. But so often we say, oh, this is too complicated, I'm going to give up. A lot of times it's in your work.
Yeah.
This seems too hard, I'm going to give up. But just focus on one task at a time. What do I need to solve right now? You're creating your own just-in-time training.
Yeah, it's always about solving a problem. And back in school, I actually took a class called Design Problem Solving. And it just taught you that for every problem, there's a solution.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to figure it out. A lot of the time, you just want to say, I don't know, I don't want to, I don't want to do it.
There's a 7-year-old on YouTube somewhere that can help you.
Exactly. You never
Some
know.
third world country has no shoes. He's figuring it out. He's posting
figured
it
it
on
out,
YouTube.
yeah.
He's getting it out there before you could even figure out how to get it out of the box.
So a lot of the time is just, going the step forward and just looking it up.
Yep.
Mhm.
And the beauty now is everybody's making YouTube videos about everything.
Mm-hmm.
All the information. at
You
your
want to
fingertips,
cook a
that's
good
so-
meal? There's somebody out
Don't
there.
get me started in the food.
Oh, food! Oh my God, man! That's one of the best
Mm.
videos I love watching. Just a lot of the cooks out there, they make amazing food.
Right. Yeah, who needs cable cooking shows when you've got dozens of
Yeah.
amazing personalities with great food?
Absolutely. And that's in all industries. I mean, you'll find financial advisors, you'll find, people that talk about insurance, lawyers, every industry you can think of. So
99% of it's all lies. Don't trust it, by the way. Just saying. Financial side, that's all. Just work with a trusted professional. If they're talking about it on YouTube, they're not licensed to be talking about it.
Exactly. We cannot say anything.
That's why half this stuff's cut out, guys. What are you talking about, dude? He has to work overtime. Okay, give him a raise.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like Dave Ramsey, he's not a licensed financial advisor, so that he can give broad advice to the masses. Right. That's a very important task.
His first step: be rich.
I mean, that's a good step.
Yeah.
You can't miss
So what
that
I would
step.
do is
You
I'd
need
start
to-
by being rich and buy rich properties.
Yeah, but if you can't do that, here's the rest of the steps.
You need it. I don't know. It's we kind of got off the rails there a little bit into YouTube inception. You guys started talking about cooking videos.
What is
a
the
little
new
bit.
where
Well,
things are going? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
on
that's
that list, influencer marketing manager. That was on the
Yeah.
list there too.
Yeah.
So someone needs to be wrangling these cats that are now famous on YouTube.
I do not envy that position at all. That sounds like a nightmare.
a lot of my work
That sounds like an
now
actual
is
nightmare.
actually YouTube channels for churches,
Mm.
musicians,
That's fine.
the real estate
Talking to a
agents.
manager of some influencer in LA running around, hopped up on pills. Get out of here. That'd be horrible.
Capitalism, follow the money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm out.
today's world.
I don't know. I'm gonna be one of those tractors that's retired in the field pretty soon. I'm screwed.
We'll get you out to Arkansas, don't worry.
Yeah.
No, I need to get back out of the sticks. It's, I don't know. I'm trying to think we're getting off the rails, but apparently we're not talking about influencers and stuff. And it's
The world's
true. I
changing,
guess
man.
it's where the market's going. It's interesting. It's fun. It's exciting. I think there's a lot of stats right now that are going to be semi overblown or overhyped or inflated because of the election that's coming up,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
and
As is always the case.
hence why
Gotta get you
they're
to click somehow.
counting influencer manager as a positioning that's opening up in America.
Well,
More
I mean,
jobs
it's
are happening.
There's that companies are hiring people that have knowledge and experience leveraging social media. And
Yeah.
there's one good video on TikTok could go from obscurity to you're the new hair product every tween is buying at this point or something like that because someone knew how to leverage the algorithms and know how to get this product out to the right people, and it's work, it's a job, and there's a lot of money in it.
I think what's cool about this, the social media, is that most good ideas that happen, they get bought or squished,
Yeah.
right? But you can't buy or squish this like social media rise. You can't buy the viral video, right? So you have to hire the people. Finally, you have to hire the people with talent to do the thing, right? When Microsoft,
I do like that aspect of it a lot.
Yeah, when Microsoft was getting big, they're like, oh, I like that program. We're gonna buy your company, lay off everybody, shut down the company just for this piece of code, right?
Yeah, or for this code never see it air.
Yeah, and
because
I mean
it's
it's part
too
of
good.
business, but it's nice to see that there are some things where you can't do that.
Yeah.
You've got to actually hire the people and let them
I
work.
really do enjoy that aspect of it. It's kind of brought in a new reinvigoration to the idea of a free market. Like it's like you have like if it's talented, if it works, it's gonna be real, and it's you hear that, right? It's like cheaters never prosper or all this stuff, but
A
then
lot of them do.
thank you, right? Yeah, that's what the next thing I was gonna say. It's like cheaters. You see a lot of cheaters win, but then it's I don't know. As I'm entering into the career path, being an adult and all this stuff, and I'm finding out that it's not. It's true. Cheaters don't prosper because cheaters will prosper to a certain extent. Like it's all these things, but to get back to the point of like the free market getting revised and having the best are coming forward, I do really enjoy that aspect of the new social media stuff that you guys are talking about.
Well, just like we were talking about AI earlier, it's how you use it. You can use social media correctly, you can use AI correctly to help you move into your business a little bit more. So a lot of it is just how you use it. I mean, you can spend all day on it watching videos that will waste your time, or, you know, use it for your business to promote and help you grow your business. So a lot of it's your actions, what you do.
You don't need to be making videos. You could be leveraging local Facebook connections and
Yep.
telling other people. And like the more you use those, the more they know. I'm sure people know the name Moustafa now on those. And they're always on there. Like, I know I'm seeing him post a lot. He's referring other people, and now he's referring himself. And I think, hey, I see him. He's trusted. And because a lot of people use those now too,
Yeah.
especially in Mission Viejo. A lot of people use it to get their news, how to verify things, and it's just again how things change and leveraging that kind of stuff to help yourself and your business.
Right, you see a post that says, hey, I need a photographer, and then 11 people comment you need to use Moose. Like, how do you argue with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of it is just, it's, like I said earlier, connecting with people. Networking have helped me so much, especially with the Mission Viejo Chamber of Commerce. It helped me so much, and it opened up a lot of opportunities for me toward businesses, which in the beginning when I started, I never thought about doing photography or videos for businesses.
Mm-hmm.
But working with the Chamber of Commerce, it helped me to network, to meet you guys, to actually, you know, make a lot of good friendships.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just getting out there. Networking is huge for any business.
Yeah, looking back, I think I would have failed out of this business without networking. 100%. Like,
Everybody does that doesn't do it. You have, as a financial advisor, you have to do it.
Any given year, at least 20% of my business comes from networking. And it's probably more than that, because people who I've gotten years ago who refer me somebody, I don't count that as networking, but in reality it is.
Yeah, you
It's
talk
huge.
residuals and stuff. It's like it's 50% of my book
Yeah.
easily, and it's never ending now. It's like then you start referrals, right? And it's like you have to network your business, and it's a beautiful burden that you have to take on, because it's like networking is not just going to your meeting. It's
Right.
it's going to the gas station and wearing your collared shirt, and it's, you know, being nice to the gas clerk or whatever. It's like always being on top of your game and representing yourself appropriately, and you know, it's crazy. It's wild. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know Jamie didn't think I was gonna be this kid a few years ago, but we're here now in a sweater vest, so let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. It's cool. It's
We evolve, okay?
yeah, I guess something like that.
You can see the evolution into Dave Benson now.
I'm coming for you,
Love
Mr.
Dave.
Benson. We're working on it. But yeah, so lots of exciting stuff happening this year in the chamber.
Mhm.
You got to join. And please tell me that's 5 minutes till we're out of here. Thank God. Okay. Exciting stuff coming up in the chamber.
Yep.
Lots of fun stuff. We're gonna do something with the young professionals this year. Us four are in charge. That's a promise. You guys are our accountability buddies.
Got
Please.
local soccer games. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of volunteering that we want to be doing.
Huge. Spirit League, look it up, check it out. It's a super great way to volunteer in your community. Mission Viejo Activities Committee, that's a huge one. Great way to get involved. If you're interested in being a vendor and or sponsor for the 4th of July block fest that we do in Mission Viejo, they shut down Olympiad, a little section of it, right above the lake. There's fireworks. It's a blast. There's gonna be food trucks. Let me know. I can point you in the right direction.
Plug the fundraiser going on for Green Chili.
Yes, huge. There's a fundraiser going on. I believe it'll be after this is released.
Mhm.
But if you guys are in Mission Viejo, local residents, go down to Green Chili, support. They're going to be shut down for
You
6
can't go
months.
down
to a
there.
year.
There's a GoFundMe.
There's a GoFundMe page that will be linked in the description, and check that out. Donate
Because
if you
they've
can.
had a major fire at the facility.
Yeah, I guess I should explain why.
It's going to be closed down for 6 months to a year. You know, the proper insurances were in place, but all of those employees are still out of work for the next 6 months to a year. Not to mention just the trouble of buying a business and then within the first 6 months this happening.
And then
It's just devastating.
Not to mention a large part of the fundraiser too is one of the owners who's diagnosed with cancer, so it's a lot of for medical bills as well. Yeah, trying time, so it's a good time for the community and local networks to come out and help one another. So
Yeah, huge. It's there's going to be a little thing this weekend that'll be before this, but I'm sure it'll be
Car
phenomenal. Car show. Glad you came out if you came out to that, and yeah, show your support on that GoFundMe page, and thank you guys so much for another episode. We will catch you next month in February, rainy February, and
February
Don't say
13th,
that.
right? Everyone's free.
February 13th. Should we do a Friday? Scary one. You guys will see it next time.
Yeah.